Jia watched the blue-green planet Earth grow smaller on her screen. Her small ship, the Raven's Shadow, moved fast away from the dying world. She was the last human to leave Earth. Maybe the last human left alive in this part of space. Her fingers tapped on the control panel. The ship's engine hummed softly. Stars filled the black space around her. Jia had been running for so long, she hardly remembered what it felt like to stay in one place. Status report, she said to her ship's computer. All systems normal. Fuel at 87%. No ships following. The computer replied in a flat voice. Jia nodded and let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. Good. No one had seen her leave. But that wouldn't last long. It never did. Once, humans had ruled many planets. They had built great cities among the stars. They had fought wars and made peace with alien races. But that was before the fear came. Other races in the galaxy began to fear humans. Humans could live in places where others died. Humans could fight when others gave up. Humans could change and grow stronger when faced with hard times. These things made humans different, and different meant dangerous. The Galactic Council had voted 200 years ago. Humans were too dangerous to let them roam free in space. They locked humans on Earth and put ships around the planet to keep them there. They let the remaining humans live out their lives on a planet that was slowly dying. But not all humans stayed on Earth. Some, like Jia, escaped. Some hid their human features and lived among aliens. Others became outlaws, taking what they needed to survive. Jia was special even among humans. She had been born with changes to her body that other humans didn't have. She was faster, stronger. She could heal quickly from wounds. And the small metal devices planted along her spine let her connect with computers and machines with just a thought. These changes made her a perfect courier, spy, and sometimes thief. She moved between star systems like a ghost. Many wanted to catch her. None had managed it yet. The small light on her control panel began to flash red. Jia's eyes narrowed. A ship was coming. The Galactic Patrol had found her faster than she expected. "Show me," she ordered the computer. A large patrol ship appeared on her screen. It was at least 10 times the size of her small craft. Its weapons could turn the Raven's Shadow into dust with one hit. "They're sending a message," the computer said. "Human vessel. This is Commander Ta of the Galactic Patrol ship Justice Bringer. Stop your engines and prepare to be boarded. There is no escape." A small smile played on Jia's lips. How many times had she heard those words? How many patrol ships had tried to catch her? They never learned. "Computer, activate stealth systems," she ordered. The lights in her ship dimmed. The engine's hum dropped to a whisper. Special panels on the outside of her ship began to bend light around it, making the Raven's Shadow nearly invisible. Jia felt the familiar tingle as her neural implants connected directly with the ship's systems. It was like the ship became part of her body. She could feel the cold of space, the pull of gravity from nearby planets, the faint heat of distant stars. In her mind, she could see the patrol ship scanning for her, their sensors sweeping through empty space. They wouldn't find her. Not this time. As she guided her ship away, Jia's hand touched the small package hidden in her jacket. What she had stolen this time was different. Important. It might change everything. And that's why everyone in the galaxy would be hunting her now. She set a course for the edge of the system. There were places where even a human could disappear for a while. Places where she could learn what the strange artifact she had stolen really was. Places where she could rest before the real trouble began. Jia didn't know it yet, but soon the galaxy that feared her kind would need her more than ever. Commander Ta stood tall on the bridge of his ship, the Justice Bringer. His dark uniform was clean and perfect. Not a single wrinkle showed. His back was straight as he looked at the big star map in front of him. "Sir, we lost the human ship again," said Officer Han. She looked tired after hours of searching empty space. Tai did not show his anger. He kept his face calm, and his voice even. "She can't run forever. This human, Jia, is the most wanted person in 3 parts of the galaxy." What he didn't say was how much he secretly respected her skills. For 5 years, he had chased Jia across space. For 5 years, she had escaped every trap. She had outsmarted every plan. She had even saved his life, once on a frozen moon when she could have let him die. The reward for catching her has gone up again, said another officer. It's now 3 times what it was last month. Ta nodded. The price on Jia's head had gone up after she stole secret information from the council's main computer. But there were whispers that she had taken something more important than just information, something that could change who held power in the galaxy. Set course for Nexus Station, Tai ordered. All humans need supplies sometimes. That trading place is the only one near here where someone might sell to her kind. As his crew worked, Ta stepped closer to the window. Stars streaked by as the big ship moved through space. Somewhere out there, one small human was making the mighty galactic patrol look foolish. "Why are you so hard to catch?" he whispered to himself. His second officer approached with a small screen. "Sir, we just got this message from the council. It's marked highest importance." Tay took the screen and read the message. His eyes widened. This was not about Jia. This was something else. Something worse. "Change of plans," he said, his voice now sharp. "Maximum speed to Nexus Station. Call all ships in this sector. We need every patrol ship there now." "Sir?" Officer Han looked confused. "There's a new threat coming from beyond the edge of our galaxy," Ta said. "The Council doesn't know what it is, but 3 outer worlds have gone silent in the past week. No messages, no signs of life." The bridge grew quiet. "Do they think the human is connected to this?" asked Han. Ta shook his head. "No. In fact, the last message from Colony 7 mentioned a strange ship that was definitely not human-made. But still, I want to find Jia before whatever this is does." "Why, sir?" Tay turned back to the star map. "Because if there's a new danger out there, I'd rather have the most dangerous human working with us than against us." On the map, a small red dot marked the last known position of Jia's ship. It was heading toward Nexus Station, just as Tai had guessed. The largest trading hub in this part of space, Nexus held thousands of beings from hundreds of worlds. One more human wouldn't be noticed there, unless someone was looking very hard for her. As the Justice Bringer sped through space, Tai thought about all the times he had nearly caught Jia, all the times she had slipped away at the last minute. It was almost like she could read his mind, always knowing his next move. This time would be different. This time, he wasn't trying to catch her to put her in prison. This time, he was going to offer her a deal. In his private cabin later, Ta looked at a small object he kept hidden in a secret drawer. It was a simple metal badge with an Earth symbol on it, a gift from his grandmother, who had never spoken much about her past or why she left Earth before the quarantine. "We're more alike than you know, Jia," he said to the empty room. "And soon, we may need to work together to save everyone." Jia moved through the busy market of Nexus Station. She kept her face hidden under a hood. The space station was huge, with thousands of aliens from all parts of the galaxy buying and selling goods. Even a human could hide here if she was careful. The air smelled of strange foods and machine oil. Voices in many languages called out prices and deals. Bright lights from shops lit up the walkways. Jia kept to the shadows, her eyes always moving, looking for danger. She needed supplies, her ship needed parts, and she needed information about the small metal object she had stolen. It was warm in her pocket, almost like it was alive. A group of large 4-armed aliens walked past. Jia used their size to hide behind as she moved toward a small shop at the end of the market. The owner, a small green alien named Mok, was one of the few who would deal with humans. She was almost there when she felt a sharp pain at the base of her neck. Her legs stopped working. Her arms felt heavy. The neural implants in her spine were being blocked by something. A neural trap. Someone had set a trap just for humans. "Human female found," said a voice behind her. "Wanted by the council." 3 figures in black armor moved closer. They wore helmets that hid their faces. Each carried a weapon pointed at her. "You are coming with us," said the leader. Jia tried to fight the trap's effects. She could move her fingers now, but not much else. She needed more time. "Who sent you?" she asked, trying to keep them talking. "The council pays well for humans," said the second hunter, "especially ones with a high price on their head." Just as the hunters were about to grab her, a small figure stepped between them and Jia. He wore simple white robes. His skin was pale blue, and his eyes were large and silver. He was a mind seer, a race known for their mental powers and peaceful ways. "This one is under my protection," the mind seer said. His voice was soft, but somehow cut through all the noise of the market. "Step away, mind seer's son," the lead hunter said. "This human is dangerous." Sun turned to look at Jia. His silver eyes seemed to see right through her. She felt a gentle touch in her mind, not harsh like the mind scans she had felt before. "Yes," Sun agreed, turning back to the hunters. "She is dangerous. And soon you will be glad of it." The hunters looked at each other, unsure what to do. Mind seers were respected throughout the galaxy. Their mental powers made them dangerous enemies, even though they rarely used their powers to harm. "We have orders," the lead hunter tried again. "And I have seen what is coming," Sun replied. "The darkness approaches from beyond the rim. When it arrives, you will need this human more than you know." The neural trap's effects were fading now. Jia could move her legs again. She watched as the Menseer faced down 3 armed hunters without showing any fear. "The council will hear about this," the lead hunter said at last. The 3 backed away, disappearing into the crowd. When they were gone, Sun turned to Jia. "Come with me. We must talk somewhere safe." "Why did you help me?" Jia asked. "Mindseers never got involved in council business." "Because I have seen what you will do," Sun answered. "I have seen the darkness that comes for us all, and I have seen you standing against it." He began walking away, clearly expecting her to follow. Jia hesitated. She had survived by trusting no one. But something about the Mindseer's words felt true. And she needed answers about the object she had stolen. With one last look around to make sure the hunters were truly gone, she followed Sun into the depths of Nexus Station. Neither of them noticed the small drone that watched from above, sending images back to a galactic patrol ship that was just arriving at the station. Sun led Jia deep into Nexus Station. They walked through narrow halls where few people went. The walls here were old and worn. Pipes leaked water onto the floor. The lights flickered. "Where are we going?" Jia asked. "To my home," Sun answered. "The Mindseer area is safe. No one enters without permission." They reached a simple door. Sun placed his hand on it, and it slid open. Inside was a small, clean room with few things. Just some pillows on the floor, a low table, and strange blue plants that gave off soft light. "Sit," Sun said, pointing to a pillow. "We have much to talk about." Jia sat down but kept her eyes on the door. Old habits were hard to break. Sun poured hot water into 2 small cups. A sweet smell filled the room. "Tea from my home world," he explained. "It helps clear the mind." "Why did you help me?" Jia asked again. "What did you mean about darkness coming?" Sun's silver eyes looked sad. "I am a seer. I see things before they happen. Not everything, but enough." He touched his head. 3 nights ago, I saw a great darkness coming from beyond the edge of our galaxy. It swallows stars. It eats worlds. It is coming here." Jia frowned. "And what does that have to do with me?" "The council knows about this danger. They have known for months. But they do nothing." Sun's hands shook slightly. "They are scared. They argue while death comes closer." "That still doesn't explain why you helped me." Sun looked directly at her. "Because in my vision I saw you, standing at a place of ancient power, using what you stole to save us all." Jia's hand went to her pocket, where the small metal object rested. "You know what this is?" "It is a key," Sun said. a key to weapons made long ago by those who came before us. Weapons that could stop the darkness. Jia pulled out the object. In the blue light of the room, it shone with strange marks. It was shaped like a small star with 8 points. The council kept it locked away. Sun continued. They feared what would happen if anyone used the old weapons, especially humans. Why humans? Because the weapons respond best to human minds. It is why your kind was feared. Your minds work differently. Your brains connect with machines in ways other races cannot. Jia thought about her neural implants, about how easily she could link with her ship. It had always felt natural to her. Suddenly, a loud alarm sounded throughout the station. Red lights flashed in the hallway outside. Sun jumped to his feet. They are here already. Sooner than I saw. Who? The patrol. Jia stood up, ready to run. No. The darkness. Sun rushed to a small screen on the wall and turned it on. Look. The screen showed space outside Nexus Station. A huge black shape was moving toward them. It wasn't a ship. It looked like a piece of space itself had come alive and was moving with purpose. Stars disappeared as it passed. What is that thing? Jia whispered. They have no name in our language, Sun said. The old ones called them the Void. They consume everything. A voice came over the station speakers. All ships prepare for emergency departure. This is not a drill. Nexus Station is being evacuated. Jia's mind raced. She needed to get to her ship. She needed to escape. But the key in her hand felt warm, almost like it was trying to tell her something. You have a choice, Jia, Sun said, as if reading her thoughts. You can run, as you have always done, or you can use what you have stolen to save us all. Before she could answer, the station shook violently. The lights went out. In the darkness, the key in Jia's hand began to glow with a soft blue light. They are attacking, Sun said. We have no time left. What will you choose? The station shook again. People screamed in the halls. Emergency lights came on, painting everything in red. We need to get to my ship, Jia said, putting the glowing key back in her pocket. Sun nodded. Yes, but not to run away. They rushed out into the crowded hall. People of all kinds pushed and shoved, trying to reach the docking bays. Fear was the same in all races, Jia thought. As they ran, Jia's mind raced. For years, she had only worried about herself, staying alive, staying free. Now Sun wanted her to save everyone. It seemed impossible. There, Sun pointed ahead. They had reached the main docking area. Hundreds of ships were preparing to leave. Through the big window, Jia could see the void getting closer. It was like a living shadow, eating the stars. Jia spotted her ship, the Raven's Shadow, in dock number 12. Just as they started toward it, a voice called out, "Stop, human." Jia turned. Commander Ta stood there with 5 patrol officers. All had weapons aimed at her. "You're coming with us," Ta said. "There's no time for this," Jia snapped. She pointed to the window. "Look out there. We need to leave now." Ta did not lower his weapon, but his eyes flicked to the window. For a second, his face showed fear. "The void is here," Sun said to Ta. "Your weapons cannot hurt it, but she can stop it." He pointed to Jia. "What is he talking about?" Ta asked Jia. Before she could answer, the station shook so hard that everyone was thrown to the floor. The lights went out again. When they came back on, part of the ceiling had fallen. A voice came over the speakers. "Warning. Hull breach in Sector 7. All life support systems failing. Evacuation is now mandatory." Ta looked at his officers, then back at Jia. He seemed torn. "Commander," one of his officers said, "we have orders to bring her in." "And I have orders to keep people safe," Ta replied sharply. He lowered his weapon. "What did you steal, Jia? What's so important that the council wants you this badly?" Jia pulled out the key. It glowed brighter now, casting blue light on all their faces. It's a key to ancient weapons, she said. Weapons that might stop that thing out there. Tay's eyes widened. The sanctuary system. That's just a legend. No, it is real, Sun said. The old ones built it long ago to fight the void. Then they hid the key because it was too powerful. Another violent shake hit the station. The docking bay doors started to close automatically. We're out of time, Jia said. I'm leaving. You can try to stop me, or you can help me. Your choice. Ta looked at the void through the window, then at his officers, then back at Jia. Where will you go? Sanctuary base, Sun answered. It orbits a dead star in the old region. The weapons are there, waiting to be awakened. Ta made his decision. Officers, help evacuate the station. Get as many people out as you can. He turned to Jia. I'm coming with you. Why would you help me? Jia asked, surprised. Tay's face grew serious. Because my grandmother was human. She told me stories about Earth, about Sanctuary. I never believed them until now. Another explosion rocked the station. The docking bay doors were closing faster. We need to go now, Jia said. The three of them ran for her ship. All around them, people rushed to escape the dying station. Through the windows, the void grew larger, swallowing everything in its path. As they reached the Raven's shadow, Jia felt the key grow hot in her hand. It was like it knew what was coming. Like it was eager to be used. For the first time in years, Jia wasn't running away from something. She was running toward her destiny. The Raven's shadow flew away from Nexus Station just as huge pieces of it began to break apart. Jia sat in the pilot's seat, her hands moving fast over the controls. Behind her, Tai and Sun watched the station grow smaller through the rear window. All those people, Ta said softly. How many got out? The station had 5,000 living on it, Sun replied. Maybe half escaped. Jia didn't look back. She couldn't. For too long, she had only worried about herself. Now the weight of others' lives pressed on her. It was a feeling she didn't like. Setting course for the old region, she said. The trip will take 3 days if we push the engines hard. Tom moved to stand beside her. We don't have 3 days. Look. On the screen, they could see other ships that had escaped from the station. One by one, the void was catching them. Each ship disappeared into the darkness without a trace. No explosion, no debris, just gone. It's following us, Sun said. It can sense the key. Jia's hand went to her pocket where the key sat warm against her leg. Why would it want the key? The void fears the weapons at Sanctuary, Sun explained. It will do anything to stop us from reaching them. Todd pointed to another screen. 7 ships are breaking off from the void. They're coming after us. Jia frowned. The void has ships. Not ships, Sun said, his voice shaking. Taken ones. Beings and their ships that were swallowed and changed by the void. Now they serve it. Jia checked her weapon systems. The Raven's shadow was fast, but not made for fighting. We can't outrun them forever, and we can't fight them all. Tai was quiet for a moment. Then he straightened his back. I'll call my ship. The Justice Bringer is heavily armed. It can buy us time. Your crew will die, Jia said simply. They know their duty, Tai replied. He took out his communicator and spoke quickly into it. When he was done, he put it away with a grim face. They're coming. Jia pushed the engines harder. The ship shook around them. We need to hide somewhere until help arrives. She turned the ship toward a field of broken rocks floating in space, old asteroids, the remains of a planet that had died long ago. The perfect place to hide. As they flew into the asteroid field, Sun gasped and pointed. There. Do you see it? On the edge of the field stood a massive ship. It was old, with strange designs on its sides. It looked dead, floating without lights or power. An ancient ship, Sun whispered, from the time of the old ones. Jia slowed her ship and circled the massive vessel. It's huge. at least 20 times bigger than the largest council ship. Ta stared at it in wonder. My grandmother told stories of ships like this, ships that could fight the void. But they all disappeared thousands of years ago. Not disappeared, Sun corrected. Hidden, waiting. The key in Ja's pocket now burned hot. She took it out, and it glowed brighter than before, pointing toward the dead ship. It wants us to go there, she said. Ta looked worried. It could be a trap. Behind them, the 7 void ships entered the asteroid field. They moved in perfect formation, their hulls black as night. No lights showed on them, no signs of life. We don't have a choice, Jia said. She guided her ship toward the ancient vessel, looking for a way in. They found a huge opening that must have been a docking bay. Jia carefully flew the Raven's shadow inside. As soon as they entered, lights began to come on throughout the giant ship. Systems that had been sleeping for thousands of years woke up. It knows we're here, Sun said. It knows we have the key. The Raven's shadow landed gently on the floor of the docking bay. As they stepped out, the air felt old but breathable. The gravity was slightly lighter than normal. Jia held the key in front of her. It pulled her forward, leading them deeper into the heart of the ancient ship. What is this place? Tai asked, looking at the strange writing on the walls. Not what, Jia said, following the key. Who? The halls of the ancient ship were wide and tall. The walls glowed with soft blue light that followed them as they walked. The key in Jia's hand pulled her forward, growing warmer with each step. This ship must be at least 10,000 years old, Ta said, looking at the strange symbols on the walls. From the time before the council existed. The old ones built it to fight the void, Sun added. Their ships were alive in a way. Part machine, part living thing. Jia stopped at a large round door. The key in her hand now glowed so bright it hurt her eyes. We need to go in here. The door had no handle, no control panel. It was just a smooth metal circle with strange marks all over it. How do we open it? Tai asked. Jia held up the key. As she moved it closer to the door, the marks began to glow with the same blue light. The door slid open without a sound. They stepped into a huge room. In the center was a raised platform with something that looked like a chair. Around the room, screens covered the walls from floor to ceiling. They were dark now, but as the 3 entered, they flickered to life. It's a control room, Ta whispered. Jia walked toward the chair in the center. The key pulled her forward like it had its own mind. As she got closer, she saw the chair had strange metal pieces that looked like they would connect to someone's head and back. I think this is meant for a pilot, she said. Not just any pilot, Sun replied. Look at the size and shape. It was made for someone like you, the human. Ta moved to one of the screens. It showed the outside of the ship. The 7 void vessels were circling, not attacking but waiting. They're not coming in after us. Why? They fear this place, Sun said. They remember what these ships did to them long ago. Jia stood before the chair, the key burning in her hand. What do I do with this? As if answering her question, a small slot appeared on the arm of the chair. It was the exact shape of the key. I think you need to sit there, Sun said. The ship wants to connect with you. Jia hesitated. Connect with me how? Through your neural implants, Ta guessed. The old ones had similar technology. My grandmother told me they could join their minds with their ships. A loud bang shook the ship. One of the screens showed a void vessel ramming into the ancient ship's side. They're getting braver, Ta said, or more desperate. Jia looked at the chair, then at the key in her hand. All her life, she had run from those who would use her, control her, or kill her. Now she was being asked to risk everything for others. If I do this, what happens to me? She asked Sun. The Mindseer's silver eyes looked sad. I don't know. No one has connected with an ancient ship for thousands of years. Another hit rocked the ship. Then another. We're out of time, Ta said urgently. The Justice Bringer will be here soon, but it can't fight all these void ships alone. Gia took a deep breath and sat in the chair. It was surprisingly comfortable, like it was made just for her. The metal pieces moved on their own, touching her head and along her spine where her neural implants were. She placed the key in the slot on the chair's arm. At once, blue light raced up her arm and spread across her body. She gasped as she felt the ship's systems flood into her mind. It was overwhelming. Information poured into her brain. She saw the ship's weapons, its engines, its history. She saw battles against the void from long ago. She saw the old ones, who looked surprisingly like humans. Gia? Tay's voice seemed far away. Are you okay? She could barely hear him. The ship was talking to her now, in a language that bypassed words and went straight to meaning. Asterisk pilot recognized. Human DNA confirmed. Neural interface established. I am Guardian. I have waited 12,347 years for your return, asterisk. Gia tried to speak but couldn't. Instead, she thought her question. Asterisk, who are you, asterisk? Asterisk, I am the last defender. The last hope against the darkness. And you, human, are the last of those who created me, asterisk. Gia's eyes flew open, glowing with the same blue light as the ship. The old ones, she whispered. They were human. The old ones were human. Tay's voice was filled with shock. That's impossible. Humans have only been in space for a few hundred years. Gia sat in the control chair, blue light flowing around her body. Her eyes glowed as she spoke in a voice that was partly her own and partly the ship's. Not impossible. The truth was hidden, she said. Humans lived among the stars long ago. They built great ships and cities. They explored the whole galaxy. Sun moved closer, his silver eyes wide. What happened to them? Through Gia, the ship answered. The void came. Humans fought it for 100 years. They built me and others like me to defend the galaxy. But the void was strong. Many humans died. Gia's hands moved over controls that appeared in the air around her. Screens lit up all around the room, showing images of ancient battles. Huge ships fighting against the darkness of the void. In the end, the remaining humans hid their technology and retreated to Earth, she continued. They erased their own memories of the stars. They started over as a simple people on one world. And the council? Tay asked. Did they know this? Some knew. They feared humans would remember, would reclaim their old power. Gia's eyes flashed brighter. That is why they kept humans on Earth. Why they feared them. The ship shook as more void vessels attacked. Alarms sounded throughout the control room. We can't stay here, Tay said. Can you make this ship fly? Gia nodded. Guardian is awakening. Systems coming online. Weapons charging. On the screens, they could see the void ships continuing their attack. But now, parts of the ancient ship were lighting up. Weapons ports opened along its sides. Engines at 60%, Gia reported. Weapons at 40%. We can fight, but not at full power. Sun pointed to another screen. Look, your friend has arrived. The Justice Bringer appeared, firing at the void ships. It was much smaller than Guardian, but moved quickly, drawing some of the attackers away. Officer Han is brave, Tay said with pride. But her ship cannot fight the void for long. Gia's face showed pain as she connected deeper with Guardian. The ship needs more power to fully awaken. It needs more. Of me. What do you mean? Tay asked, worried. My neural implants, Gia explained. They must fully connect with Guardian systems. It will be dangerous. Will you survive? Sun asked quietly. Gia didn't answer directly. There is no other way. The void must be stopped. Outside, 2 void ships broke away from the battle and moved toward the Justice Bringer. Their black forms stretched out, reaching for the patrol ship like dark tentacles. They're going to take your ship, Gia said to Tay. They will turn your crew into servants of the void. Tay's face hardened. Can we help them? Yes, Jia said. But I need to give more of myself to Guardian. Without waiting for their response, Jia closed her eyes. The blue light around her grew brighter. The metal pieces on the chair moved, connecting more deeply with her neural implants. Jia screamed in pain as Guardian merged more completely with her mind. Information flooded her consciousness. Memories not her own filled her thoughts. She saw the building of the great ships. She felt the fear as the void first appeared. She remembered battles and deaths from thousands of years ago. On the screens, Guardian systems jumped to life. Power at 90%. A new voice announced. It was the ship itself, now fully awake. The weapons fired, brilliant beams of blue energy striking the void ships. Where the beams hit, the darkness scattered like smoke in wind. Tay and Sun watched in awe as Guardian moved forward, its ancient engines pushing it through space with surprising speed. It positioned itself between the Justice Bringer and the attacking void ships. Get your people out of here, Jia said to Ta, her voice strained. Guardian and I will hold them off. I'm not leaving you, Tai insisted. Jia looked at him with glowing eyes. You must. Go to Sanctuary Base. Guardian has sent the coordinates to your ship. More humans with neural capability are there. They can help fight. How do you know this? Sun asked. I remember now, Jia said, her voice distant. I remember everything. 3 days later, Todd stood on the bridge of the Justice Bringer. His ship had taken heavy damage in the escape from the void. One engine was barely working. Many systems were broken, but they had made it to Sanctuary Base. The base was huge. It hung in space around a dead star. Long ago, humans had built it as their last defense against the void. Now it sat empty and dark, waiting to be awakened. Any word from Jia? Officer Han asked as she joined him by the window. Ta shook his head. Nothing since Guardian led the void ships away from us. Do you think she survived? I hope so, Ta said softly. We need her. Sun approached them. The refugees from Nexus Station are settled in the living areas. Many are scared. They want to know what's happening. What can we tell them? Tai asked. That the void is consuming the galaxy. That the council has fallen. That our only hope is ancient weapons and a lost human. Tell them the truth, a new voice said. They all turned. A woman stood in the doorway. Her clothes were torn. Her face was tired, but her eyes glowed with faint blue light. Jia. Tay rushed forward. You're alive. She nodded weakly. Guardian brought me here. It used the last of its power to escape the void ships. And the ship? Sun asked. Docked in the main bay. It needs time to repair itself. Jia walked to the window and looked out at Sanctuary Base. But we don't have much time. The void knows we're here. It's coming. How long do we have? Tai asked. 2 days. Maybe less. Jia turned to face them. Guardian showed me what we need to do. This base is more than a weapon. It's a shield. It can push the void back across the rim of the galaxy. How do we use it? Officer Han asked. We need more humans, Jia said. The base needs multiple human minds to connect with it. Ta looked troubled. But there are no other humans here. There are, Jia smiled slightly. Look around you. Many beings in this galaxy have human blood. Like you, Ta. Your grandmother was human. You carry the genes that can connect with this technology. Tay's eyes widened. Me. But I'm not. I don't have implants. You don't need them. The old ones built their systems to work with human minds directly. Jia looked at the others on the bridge. Many of you may have human ancestors from long ago. The old humans spread their genes widely before they retreated to Earth. Sun nodded slowly. This explains why some races have unexpected mental abilities, like my people's mind-seeing. Exactly, Jia said, and now we need those abilities. Over the next day, Jia tested hundreds of refugees. She found 12 with enough human DNA to connect with sanctuary systems. Todd was among them. On the morning of the second day, the long-range sensors beeped a warning. The void had arrived, a massive darkness that blocked out the stars. "It's time," Jia said. She led Ta and the others deep into the heart of Sanctuary Base. They entered a round room with 13 chairs arranged in a circle. Each chair had neural connectors like the one on Guardian. "Sit," Jia instructed. "When the system activates, don't fight it. Let the memories come." They each took a seat. Jia was the last to sit down. As she did, she placed the key in a slot in the center of the room. Blue light spread from the key, moving along the floor to each chair. It climbed up the chairs and touched each person. They gasped as the neural connectors activated. Jia felt her mind expand. She could feel the others around her. Their thoughts, their fears, their hopes. Through them, she felt Sanctuary Base waking up. Systems that had slept for 10,000 years came to life. Outside, the void moved closer. Its darkness reached for the base like hungry fingers. "Now," Jia called. Together, the 13 minds focused. A pulse of blue energy burst from Sanctuary Base. It spread outward in a perfect circle, pushing against the darkness. Where it touched the void, the darkness broke apart. The void fought back. It pushed against the shield. For a moment, it seemed like it might break through. "Don't give up," Jia told the others. "Remember who you are. Remember what humans can do." Their minds joined more deeply. The shield grew stronger. It pushed outward faster, dragging the void back. In minutes, it was over. The void retreated beyond the edge of the galaxy, driven away by the power of Sanctuary Base and 13 partly human minds. As the neural connections shut down, Jia looked at the tired but happy faces around her. "It's done," she said. "For now." "Will it come back?" Tai asked. "Someday. But by then, we'll be ready." Jia stood up, her eyes still glowing faintly blue. "The galaxy no longer needs to fear humans. Now they need us." She walked to the window and looked out at the stars, now free of the void's darkness.